everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and this is a redo of the Shoot the Shit episode that I had previously pre-recorded. Went back through the footage and went through the audio and all that stuff, and I could barely hear myself because the mic that I have, it is very kind of like it almost sounded like I had a voice jammer on my on my in my voice recording, so I have to completely redo it. And I mean, a lot has changed a little bit. I'm still probably going to go over the exact same thing that I had talked about in my previous recordings, but I'm going to do it with my headset mic that I have currently in my possession right now, because you guys can hear me through that better than probably the recording that I was going to do and put out to the world. So, let's just redo this and get this Shoot the Shit episode 22 started the right way. So first things first is that I did have gotten a new mic. Still trying to work out the kinks on it a little bit, but yeah, I had gotten that for myself for recording purposes and all that stuff. But it's like I did some testing, test audio on it, and wasn't really what I wanted to do. But I had done like some low volume sort of like testing and all that stuff, and it was like it actually kind of worked with the low voice testing and all that stuff, and it almost sounded like ASMR esque. But I don't really want to do that because I don't want to put you guys to sleep. Um, so figured, like I said, I just had to redo it and all that stuff. That's no biggie. But I gotta record another episode right after this one. So with that being said, let's get right into this. So my month so far, it has been pretty good, I would say. Um, I am recording this on Monday, August 19th, 2024. And the my my job as of now, it's like kind of like going through the ebbs and flows of like trying to like deal with other people sometimes. But a few days ago, or like 2 weekends ago, or something like that, I had to go to another store to help out another coworker of mine, which I have no problems with. But that morning of, like, I had to like just like work my normal shift and all this stuff, and then like he was my area manager. He was like, "Hey, he's like, do you want to, go work at another store?" He's like, "I'll just give you." He's like, "I'll adjust your time and all that stuff." I was like, "Yeah, sure." Well, then I get over there, and um, the person that I'm working with, it's like, like I have no problems with her or anything, but it was just because like she was all by herself, and she was trying to take care of orders and deliveries and phone calls and all that stuff, and the morning manager didn't even show up at all for their shift. So it was basically just me and her for the rest of my shift until the nighttime manager came in. Which thank God he did, because it was just like I was just gonna like do I was gonna blow a gasket or something, but I had to put like all these deliveries to DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever, to just like get them out of our hair, because it's like we were just trying to like work on those deliveries all the time. Um, but then like at the end of the day, like I had just got off of work. I wanted to go get something to eat, and I was just chillaxing, and like I was just like just mentally de-stressing my my emotions out through like via text and chatting with Marissa and all that stuff, um and then it was just like I was just like, wow, like I can't believe I just went through all that. And then a few days before that, my general manager Andy, who is safely back in Florida right now, um, he had went through a passing in the family, and he had to go to California with his mom and his brother Ryan, um, and just to pay his respects and have a proper funeral and all that stuff. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I'm glad he's back and he's safe. Hopefully, he had a good time in California. I know he did. Um, but now, like, kind of switching gears a little bit. We had gone through the tropical storm Debbie. That was a few weeks ago. Um, it was like one of those like things that's like it kind of like helps you, not helps you, but it kind of like prepares you for the what's worse to come sort of thing when you're living in Florida. Which I mean that's not a bad thing, but it's one of those things where it's like come on man, like it's tornado or hurricane season here in Florida right now, which sucks because it's like it doesn't end until like November. Um, but it's like one of those things where it's like I'm kind of glad that we had gone through it and all that stuff, and came out on the other side better. We were without power and air conditioning for like 2 days, and then came back on I think Monday around like 8 o'clock in the afternoon. Which I mean, not saying that we weren't not grateful or anything, but it was just like one of those things where it was just like man, like come on now, like all our other neighbors had like power and air conditioning and all that stuff. Um, but with that, also being said, it's like just like be thankful that some people like are still with us and alive today. I know some of the tropical storm had probably and it also turned into a Category 1 hurricane. Kind of took down some like power lines and trees onto people's cars and mobile homes and all that stuff. Um, just just being thankful that we didn't have anything else being taken away from us or anything as well. Um, but it was just a crazy time and all that stuff, and I'm just glad that you're all safe down here. Another awesome good thing as well. Just a few days ago, I had gotten me a new phone because my old phone that I had for a while, ever since like towards the end of pandemic, we it had like kind of like not shit the bed, but it kind of like kept turning off and on by itself without me even pressing the button or anything. Um, which is kind of sad because like I actually liked that phone, and I mean yeah I had like dropped it a few times, but it's like it shouldn't have had like like shot the bed or anything. Um, but this new phone, hopefully I can not do a lot of damage to it. I just need to get a case for it and all that stuff, and I think I should be fine. Um, Shout out to T-Mobile um, for that. But then I think also another cool like little highlight I should say. A few weekends ago, me and a few of my coworkers and um, we went to go see the new Deadpool movie, which came out in June, which was fucking awesome. Um, we got like popcorn buckets and the collectible cups and all that stuff, and it was actually a cool time just just to chill out and actually just have some fun with some friends of mine. I mean, we always do that on the daily, but it's like it's awesome to like have like a cool group of people just to like have like a fun time with. And I'm actually kind of glad that I got to do that with them. I'm always grateful to have them in my life and all that stuff too. And this is like my first ever, well, not first ever job, but like the first job that I've had like friends that I can call my colleagues and worker and coworkers and all that stuff, and actually like hang out with them and play video games and drink beer with them and all that stuff too. So I'm actually kind of grateful for that. I had also not too long ago too. Within 2 days, mind you, I had finished the whole Ice Nine Kills discography. I'm not including the EPs or LPs or anything because it's not really officially an album per se. Um, but that was actually a really fun journey to like see like how far they progressed from their first album, which was in '07, to the Silver Scream to Welcome to Horrorwood. Um, Within I think it was like 3 years ago, um, and I actually liked the videos that they had too for it, for some of their songs. And plus, it's like who doesn't love good horror movies? The lead singer Spencer, he's a huge horror fanatic, and also, which I mean, that's a really good uh, thing for this type of music. I personally liked both of the Silver Scream albums, in my opinion, because it's more energetic and more how shall we say like punches you in the face and all that stuff and takes your money. I don't know why I made that analogy, but I'm just gonna go with it. What else? What else? What else? Um, I am also kind of planning on trying to like maybe go to an AEW show towards the end of this year. It's called World's End, and it is Orlando. I'm trying to see if I can get the ticket for it. Because like it's in Orlando, and plus I don't want to really try to travel for any wrestling shows, because it's because I was gonna try to do that for Blood and Guts this year, which ended up not happening because it's like an 8-hour drive nonstop from where I live to Tennessee, and it's like how am I supposed to explain to my grandma, being like, hey, like can you stay up for like 2 extra hours so you can just leave the door unlocked? It's like no, she's at bed by like 7 or 8 or something, so it was not gonna be a good thing to do. Um, but like hopefully this show in the near the end of the year will hopefully be cool and be a good time for me, because that would be my second AEW show that I've been to, in my life, and hopefully more GCW shows will come around this neck of the woods later on this year, hopefully, but it's up to Brett Lauderdale to make that decision, and I'm not going to try to force it. So, but I will be back in a little bit to give you Marissa's side of the shoot the shit. So now on to Marissa's side of the shoot the shit. Where do I begin? So earlier this month, or in last month, I should say, um, she had gotten some news that her dad is going through chemo treatments and all that stuff, which is good, to kind of like bring down or lower the amount of risk for the small cell lung cancer stuff that he's going through currently right now. Um, and she's trying to kind of get her own mental and health stuff under control as well. With her own health stuff, it's like she has a thing, or hopefully, we do not know per se, but she has a thing called POTS, which is like it kind of has a side effect where she can have a seizure sort of thing, or seizure like episode, and she will like fall, not fall, but she'll like faint kind of like to the ground, or she'll like have to lay down on the ground for like an hour to like kind of be level again, and then she can come back and she'll be like, okay, shit, I'm good to go, sort of thing. But then a few days ago, like, or last week, or a few weeks ago, I should say, she had went to the county fair, and she had a good time with her friends, with Jaden and Kevin. Shout out to you guys, with her sisters, and now her main squeeze and all that stuff. And she was saying that she had went to the fair. She was going to go to the fair for one night and stay later for a ECPW wrestling show. And the only reason that she was going to go to that show was to see Tommy Dreamer. And she ended up not going to it at all. And I was like, why? And then she said, well, Tommy Dreamer had kind of canceled appearance because he had prior acquirements at his own radio show with Busted Open Radio, and I'm like, okay, like, well, that's kind of shitty a little bit in a way because it's like, you have, it's like saying like, oh well, I have this wrestling show that can help me kind of pay my bills, but then you have this the radio show and all that stuff. It's like can also help pay my bills and all that stuff. It's like why not try to do both, um, or like record an episode, on the Buster Open Radio and then go do the show or whatever. But that's just me. Um, but then it was like other than that, like it started to rain and it downpoured super hard at the fairgrounds, and the ground was like so like muddy and squishy and all that stuff. And plus, Marissa had showed me a picture from another Facebook user, and he was working at the beer tent, and he can barely see anybody at that stage where they had where they had the ring on it. And so she also showed me a post on Instagram where it was like showed like there was not a lot of people in that grandstand for that wrestling show at all, and that's kind of sad, because it's like not a lot of people want to probably see wrestling at that time, and plus like it's just, they're just coming off of like a fun day at the fairgrounds and all that stuff, and they're like just wanting to go home and all that stuff. So it's like, I mean, I don't blame them per se, but and she was like, I'm just super glad that I didn't fucking go, and I was like, yeah, I don't blame you. Um, but then like she had a good time with the rest of the time and all that stuff, and just trying to have like positive good vibes and all that stuff while trying to like maintain her own sanity. I think I said in a Facebook post, like I said, like if you need me, just summon me like a genie and all that stuff. And she was like, I was like, yeah, I was like, if her main squeeze like says one wrong thing or whatever, it's like poof, he's gone, Um, but it's like she's had a rough year already. She's already gotten like sick 3 times this year. Um, Twice at the beginning of the year with COVID in January and then March. And then now she's probably got some bronchitis going on in August because she's not been feeling well. Her sinuses have been messed up, and her cheeks were like looking like real flushed and red. And then she was not her lymph nodes were not like working properly. They were just like really swollen, and it was like kind of hard for her to like swallow and breathe and all that stuff. Which I mean that's not good. It's not really good at all. Um, but then it's like she said to me today, like saying like she was starting to feel a little bit better. She was having some Mucinex stuff, which is good. Um, but then she's got her own table test coming up later on this year, and she's trying to like focus on that to see what the hell is going on with her. Um, there's probably a lot of other stuff that I could probably say on this episode here, but it's like I don't want to like too go too in depth into her own personal life because like some of that stuff she said is just between me and her, um, which I do not want to air out any dirty laundry on here, because that's just between me and her. That's all that is. Um, but then like I've been trying to do with my own mental psyche sometimes as well. It's like it's kind of hard to like kind of do the show by yourself, but it's one of those things where it's like Marissa just needed to take a step back and kind of like reflect on her own health and her own mental stuff, and try to like deal with her own dad going through this stuff and all that stuff. Um, which I understand. I understand that completely because it's like I would have done the exact same thing if it was my mom, which hopefully never happens. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, like take a second and kind of like just be like, look, like I just need to step away for a little bit. And she handed me the reins, and I've been, doing my own thing. Just been doing some episodes here and there, like some what if episodes that I wanted to do, some Throwback Thursday episodes that I wanted to do, some new year in wrestling review episodes that I wanted to do. And she has she has some say in like what episodes that I can do and all that stuff as well. She's been doing a lot of like behind the scenes stuff while she's trying to deal with her own mental stuff and health stuff, which is a huge commitment to her because she's a strong woman that I've known for 3 years and some change right now. Um, and and it's like, and I always say this to her. She's always so beautiful and she's so talented, and um, and it's like I love you, Marissa. Hopefully, you have the best rest of the year. Hopefully, it'll get better for you. Um, but with that being said, thank you very very much for listening to tonight's episode. And tonight's song of the night is going to be a band that I had just recently done their pilgrimage for. It is an Ice Nine Kills song, and yes, Ice Nine Kills. Their abbreviation is Inc. If you can remember that. Um, Ice Nine Kills is the metalcore like heavy metal group that I had just recently previously mentioned, and some of their songs is like it's based on horror movies, so like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and all that stuff. And um, the one song that kind of reminds me of it, of their genre, is called "It Is the End" and is based on the movie It. And if you like that horror sort of thing, is the perfect video for you. But I will say this: the videos themselves is a anthology sort of thing. So it's like you gotta like follow along with the songs and all that stuff. I think somebody on Reddit had made the YouTube playlist for it as like for the videos like in the anthology and all that stuff. For the Silver Screen 1 and 2, which that's a huge commitment for them. And plus, Silver Screen 3 is coming out this year, hopefully, I think. Um, which I'm actually kind of excited for that because that'd be freaking awesome. And I'm gonna do like I said, it is Ice Nine Kills. It is the end, and yeah, that is it. Thank you very very much for watching and or listening to this episode. Please make sure to follow us on all of the social media platforms. We have a Instagram page, Snapchat, or follow us on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, our YouTube page, my gaming YouTube page. I'm halfway to 1450, or well, I'm past 1450 right now, but I'm trying to make it to 1500 by the end of this year, which I think that could be possible because I'm already halfway there. So let's try to get me to 1500 by the end of this year. And I post really funny content. I do GTA, I do WWE 2K. Sometimes me and Marissa do GTA, Minecraft, all that other stuff. But if there's any funny moments and stuff, I'll try to capture it and put it up there for you guys to watch. Win-win. So, thank you for very, very much for listening and watching, and I will see you guys for another Foo Fighters random ranking. Peace.